So I just finished fixing the door with my brother and dad, but I noticed there were no videos on YouTube, at least at the time of us taping this, of anyone fixing a storm door where the rivets had popped. So you guys are going to see what happened. But basically it's the fixed product now, and all the rivets had broken along it, and it finally came down on its own. And over time, I think it happened over the period of years, but the rivets were all at the bottom, and I didn't even know how the door was constructed until the door fell off. So when I saw that happen, I started searching on YouTube to try to find out, how people fix these. There's nothing. There's maybe some Google references to storm doors and rivets, but there's nothing talking about how to fix it yourself, except for maybe a little bit of verbal stuff here and there. So I just want to show you guys what we did. I used pop rivets to fix it. It'll be easier to see in the video. But basically, the door is held in place. The hinges are held to the frame by regular screws, but the hinge is held to the frame of the storm door by rivets. Not pop rivets, I don't think, but rivets. I wouldn't be the exact person to explain the difference between them, but I think of pop rivets as the ones where you use this tool right here to grab onto the rivet, and you stick it in, and then it pulls on the rivets, and then it deforms the rivet, and then it basically holds the two surfaces in place that you're pinching together. I just went to Home Depot and I got these. They're the typical rivets, just like it's a Stanley rivet gun, so I got these Stanley rivets. I'm sure you can get any brand you want. And I tried to find something as close to the hole size as possible, without exceeding the hole size. And if you notice, there's this grip range on here, so I'm really not sure how the grip range is calculated as far as when you're trying to determine what size you need. I just tried to guess the width of the two pieces of sheet metal that were being grabbed, and I tried to find something that was a little bit bigger. There's not a lot of documentation out there on how to figure that out. This was my best guess, and luckily it worked. So you're going to see a video showing us pinching it together with the pop rivets. And the one thing I had to do before that isn't shown here was I think the door is constructed in a different order than we would fix it. So the holes where the original rivets were, they were right up against a piece of wood. So I needed to drill into that piece of wood to make room for the pop rivet to go inside and pull, because if I didn't drill in, I couldn't have fit the whole rivet. This is what a rivet looks like for those of you, and I'm sure there's some of you. For those of you that don't know, you have to fit the entire shank of the rivet inside the hole. Of course, the rivet's going to be a different size by the time you pop it. It's going to pull in and going to be shorter. But the issue was that just the way the door was constructed, I don't think they're using a pop rivet, because the wood was flush against the metal. So I had to drill into the hole to make room. But once that was done, then it was just a matter of putting the rivets in, squeezing, and it was actually more work for us to get the door back on than it was to do the rivet part. So, but that's pretty straightforward. I'm not going to explain any of that. So anyway, I hope the video helps. It certainly would have helped me if somebody had a video like this out there. I am by no means an expert on handyman stuff. I did all my research on Google, and I just have your average dude's toolbox. So if I could do it, I had help from my dad who knows what he's doing. But if we can do it, I think most of you could go ahead and do it too. All right. Very good. One more. Good. I think that's it, right? Snapped. Try again. Like, put it in. It just hasn't pulled it out yet. Good.
Okay, see what happens is that the head squeezes us up, and then eventually you
It
break
deforms
it.
the bottom. Other way. Does it want to go in? Or is it? Okay. That was quick. How come that one was so fast? It only took one crank?
Two.
Okay.
That's good.
Now we just got to put the
See,
door
I
back
thought
on.
with my loose one, actually we used exactly 6.
So these are the original ones. I wonder how come on the original ones we don't see where the rivet picked up.
No, it's not a pop rivet. When they do it, they can use a different kind of rivet that can knock it on the opposite side.
Perfect. It worked.
Wow.
Okay, well, we can wash our hands now.